Okay, reading it says find two numbers. So I'm going to say the two numbers are x and y. Let me write that down. And again, I'm speaking through it. X and y are the two numbers now. All right, and then I'm going to continue to read it. And it's a little confusing. I'm a little confused by it sometimes too when I'm reading old textbooks, and I have a tough time with the language sometimes. So find two numbers such that one shall be n times as much greater than a let me think. So n times as much greater than a as the other is less than a. I got that down. I think. I'll keep reading it. Find two numbers such that one shall be n times as much greater than a as the other is less than a. And the quotient of their sum by their difference is b. All right, got that down. All right, so I'm going to claim over here, I'm looking for two numbers, and I want to see how we're doing with the key. All right, before I go to the whiteboard and solve the system. It's going to take a little work for me to get through it. So I definitely see this. I definitely see the two numbers. I definitely see this. But I'm noticing that this and this are not matching up. So there's an error in the key. There's an error here. I'll correct it. You're not going to see this. It's x minus a. All right, what I'm going to do is go to the whiteboard now. As I go to the whiteboard, I got to be really careful to do this, and my goal is to get the correct answer. All right, so let me go to the whiteboard if I can, and I'll put this over here. And let me just remind you. I got to look at. I lost my notes again, and I think I'm going to write this over here now. X minus a equals n a minus y. Let me close that parentheses. I'm just copying what I got written down on a piece of paper. And then I got x plus y over x minus y is equal to b. All right, let's go to town in this one. So what do I get over here? Well, I got to simplify this equation in kind of in standard way. And I don't know, I get struggle with a little bit. X minus a equals na minus ny. So I'm going to say x plus ny is equal to na plus a. And then I'm going to do this equation over here. This is going to be x plus y equals bx minus by. So let's take a look at that. You would get x minus bx plus y plus by is equal to 0. I'm going to write this down next to this. And that's going to be, let's see, 1 minus bx, and then it's going to be plus 1 plus by. And that equals 0. All right, what am I going to do now? I'm looking around, and I want to do something, and I'm kind of looking at it. And I'm going to multiply the top equation by this. And I'm going to just go through that with you to make sure you know what you're going to get. You're going to get this if you did the top equation. And I'm going to just simplify a little tiny bit. That's going to be a. n plus 1. I'm going to add them together. And what are you going to get? You're going to get 1 plus b, let's see, minus n, 1 minus b, y equals minus a, 1 minus b, n plus 1. I got to do some work here, don't I? And I'm going to look at it. And I don't like the way the right side looks. I'm going to write it as a, b minus 1, n plus 1. It looks more natural to me. And then I'm going to look at this thing, and I'm not really sure if that simplified is a good idea. It's probably not. So I'm going to write this down, but I'll look at the key. And that's going to give me 1 plus b minus n, 1 minus b is equal to y. All right, let's take a look. And I want to see if I got it. And again, I'm looking at the key, because I always make mistakes. I want to look at the key. And I recommend you do too. I definitely got the top right. And the bottom, let's see what happened at the bottom. It seems like I'm making a mistake somewhere. So I get the 1 plus b minus n. Oh, no, I got it. I got it. So the bottom is good. And I notice they simplified. I'll write down what they did. And at the top, I got the same. And the bottom is going to be 1 plus b minus n plus nb. They just kind of commute things around. I see the nb minus n, b plus 1. I feel pretty good about that. All right, so what are you going to do now? I'm going to figure out the x. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to go back and I want to look at, whoops, sorry about that. I'm going to look at this one over here to find the x. And let me see if I can do it. And to do it, I'm going to write x plus ny. And what's ny? Let's write this down. It's going to be an b minus 1, n plus 1, all over 1 plus b minus n plus nb. And that's going to equal na plus a. All right? I'm going to keep moving along. And I know it's a struggle for me too, by the way. So x equals, well, it's a n plus 1, that's this thing right over here, minus 1 plus b minus n plus nb. And what goes on top? A, n, b minus 1, n plus 1. Well, to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to factor out a, n plus 1 from those two terms. And I'll show you what I come up with. 1 minus b minus 1. That's in parentheses, by the way. N. And on bottom you get 1 plus b minus n plus nb. I'm going to keep moving along. And I know it's tedious, but I do want to match their answer. A, n plus 1. Well, common denominator. I'll write this down for you. This is going to be 1 plus b minus n plus nb. And this is going to be 1 plus b minus n plus nb minus nb minus a minus 1 is plus 1. Right? Make sure I did that right. I think so. Let's put this down now. A, n plus 1. The bottom is 1 plus b minus n plus nb. And let's see what we get over here. And I think it's not too bad. I think this disappears, which is good news. And what do you get? I get 2 plus b minus n. All right, time to go to the king. Let's see how we did. And I think I made a mistake somewhere. I got the bottom, nb minus n plus b plus 1. And I'm making a mistake. I got the a, got the n plus 1. But they say it's b plus 1. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of doing the whole problem over again, I'm going to start to backtrack over my work. I'm going to erase this. This is not the correct answer. I must have made an error somewhere. So I'm going to backtrack a little tiny bit. And I want to see if I plugged it in right. And I want to see if I got the, oh, I see it now. And I'm going to erase it. I copied the wrong thing down, I believe. And let's just take a look at that. And let me make sure I got that right. I got the x. Let's see, an, b minus 1, n plus 1. I do see that. 1 plus b minus n. Is that b, na? Yeah, I think I'm okay. All right, I'm going to back up. And I'm going to start again. This happens to me sometimes. But I'm really interested in getting the answer. I kid you not. You may be shocked by that. I'm really interested in getting that answer. And you should also be interested in getting correct answers. I know it's frustrating at times. So a, let's see, n plus 1. That would give me an plus a. That was good. Minus a n b minus 1 n plus 1 over 1 plus b minus n plus nb. I'll be more careful. And what do you get over here? X equals, I'm going to factor in an a, and I'm going to factor out an n plus 1. And what do you get? 1 minus n b minus 1 over 1 plus b minus n plus nb. Let's keep going. Let's hope for the best. A, n plus 1. The denominator is 1 plus b minus n plus nb. This is going to be 1 plus b minus n plus nb minus nb. Oh, I see. I know where I made my error when I multiplied it. So it's going to be plus n. All right. I'm glad I make errors, because if I make errors, everyone's going to make errors. It's just a given. It's good to observe people making errors. And what happens over here, I'll just point it out to you. Something's going to be disappearing, and the n disappears. That's good news. And this disappears. All right, let's write our answer down now. And you're going to get x, and we'll check with the k. N plus 1. The bottom is 1 plus b minus n plus nb. And what am I left off with there? Well, pretty simple, just 1 plus b, right? Or b plus 1. All right, I got my x. A tough question. The second question is a tough one. Let's take a look, see how we did. And did I get it? B plus 1, I got the a, n plus 1, nb, minus n. Yeah, good job. Again, I certainly, I want to recommend that this is a tough problem. One is in the reading of it was difficult, and the other thing is in just getting it done was difficult, all right? Now, granted, I realize there's people out there saying, oh, I got a great way of doing these things. And, you know, certainly I'm going to periodically tell you my name. My name is Ron Bannon. And if you've been listening this long, that's a good thing. My email address is Bannon. And you know what? You know, you might have a really good YouTube video you want to prepare for it. Or maybe you want to write me and send me an email. But, you know, communicate with me. Let me know something's gone wrong, something's right, whatever. Or I got a better way, or I can do this problem in 2 steps. All right? Okay. Thank you.